Hello, my name is Jennings. I'm in the 10th grade, and today I'll be presenting my English and modern history presentation. I'll start off with English 10. For English 10, I have 3 pieces of evidence that I've analyzed as to why they support my thesis. My thesis statement reads, Guy Montag is an essential character in the book Fahrenheit 451, who demonstrates many different characteristics. But the one that I'll be focusing on is his risk-taking attitude that he shows through his bold actions within the book. My first piece of evidence is, he looked down upon some 20 books lying at his wife's feet. It looks like we're in this together, he said. This is when Montag is at his house and he decides to show his wife the books that he's been collecting for a while now. He's been slowly taking them off jobs he's been going on as a fireman, and he's collected them up and he decided to show his wife. This is a big risk because he doesn't know how his wife is going to react to him showing the books. She could go to the police, she could go to the fire department, have him arrested, put in a mental home. She could even have their house burnt down. That wouldn't benefit her. This also shows how Montag doesn't really care about his job, because him being a fireman, his job is to burn books. So him actually collecting books and having them in his house is almost like against his religion as a fireman. So my next piece of evidence is, plant the books, turn in an alarm, and watch the firemen houses burn. This is when Montag and Faber are talking about almost taking revenge. They're talking about making other people experience what people who have books in their house and get their house burned down go through when they have books, because they believe it is an unfair and cruel punishment to go through for just having a book in their home. This is a very big risk because even though he said it half jokingly, half seriously, it was still showing how he was willing to risk everything just to prove that books aren't half bad. My last piece of evidence states, he was a shrieking, blazing, jumping, sprawling, gibbering mannequin, no longer human or knowing, all wreathed in flame on the lawn as Montag shot one more continuous pulse of liquid fire. This is when Montag's home got an alarm called on it by his own wife. So when he showed up there, Captain Beatty and him were both really surprised. So Captain Beatty took him into the house, had him get his collection of books, and made Montag burn his collection of books. And then afterwards, Captain Beatty took Montag outside and started scolding him as if Captain Beatty was like his mother and Montag was like a bad child. Even though after this, Montag was so fed up with Captain Beatty yelling at him and pushing him around, he took out his flamethrower or fire hose and burnt Captain Beatty to death right there in front of everyone, or in front of the fire crew. And even though this was out of fear and frustration, it was still a huge risk because first you can go sent to jail, you can even be killed for doing something like this, and also it is in front of the fire crew, so it's like an act of defiance towards his job, the fire department, and towards the government, law, and police. Now I will start my modern world history part of the presentation. For modern world history, I also had to find 3 pieces of evidence that I've analyzed as to why it supports my thesis. The Industrial Revolution. My thesis statement reads, the Industrial Revolution changed people's social life because it caused urbanization, labor unions, and a very dirty, dangerous place to live in. As you can see down there, it's a before